Legend of Ymir deals with the story that takes place before Ragnarok.
Introducing for the first time something never shown in previous videos.
We actually spent a lot of time thinking about how to express the time of day for Ymir's cliff. Hello, I'm Sakhun, the executive producer of Legend of Ymir. In today's director's preview, we'd like to talk about the world building and art. The world building and art can be considered the backbone of the game. To share more in detail, we have invited art director Ji-won Kim. It's a pleasure to have her.
Hello, my name is Ji-won Kim and I am the art director for Legend of Ymir. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
When we first planned the game, the most fascinating aspect to us was the event of Ragnarok. It is also the most famous event in Norse mythology. Since our Legend of Ymir tells the story that takes place before Ragnarok, we thought it would be easier to portray those aspects with a unique touch that only Ymir can deliver.
I think we focused on building upon the raw essence of Norse culture while adding just the right touch of mythological charm. We put a lot of effort into maintaining a balance of about 80% historical accuracy and 20% fantasy. Through this, we were able to present Ymir's own interpretation that has not been shown in other media.
While working on the Legend of Ymir project, I think we spent a lot of time figuring out how to avoid making it look light, since expressing rough, natural and heavy emotions required real weight. Let's take a look at the backgrounds and talk about how these elements are actually reflected in the game. The continent called Ymir actually comes from the primeval giant in Norse mythology. There are mythological tales that say the giant itself became the continent. Our Asgard castle was also designed with that concept in mind.
When we visit the United States or other famous places, we often see mythological or famous figures represented as statues. To depict the castle town of Asgard, we incorporated mythological facial features of Ymir and expressed them as part of the continent. Ymir's cliff carries the legend of the giant Ymir, who, while returning to his homeland in the sea during the war, was turned to stone along the way. So I think we applied it appropriately and perfectly in accordance with the terrain.
We actually spent a lot of time thinking about how to express the time of day for Ymir's cliff.
Right.
What was the reason we decided on this particular time of day?
Actually, in Unreal Engine 5, the lighting during this time of day comes out beautifully. And since it also resonated with the feeling of the beginning of an adventure and a journey, we decided to set the time of day to this.
So it begins in a bright area at first, and then an incident takes place. And since the first area that appears after the incident concludes is Ymir's cliff, by showcasing different times of day within a short span, we also wanted to highlight the charm of our backgrounds. That's why deciding the time of day for this area was such an important task for us. Is there another location, apart from the ones we've seen so far, that you'd like to show?
Yes, this is the Canyon of the World Tree, being introduced for the first time and not shown in previous videos. It is an underground cave dungeon where the roots of Yggdrasil from the actual mythology have descended. Since it is filled with natural resources, it will likely become a place where many players spend time later for mining.
In fact, the Canyon of the World Tree is a region that highlights how light is expressed effectively even in dark areas.
Since our team has many masters of their crafts, I think we were able to bring out those aspects in a fun and effortless way.
I believe these designed regions will serve as elements that help players become more immersed and absorbed in the world while playing the game.
There are quests in which players, while progressing through the story in certain regions, can obtain the World Tree Seed. With the obtained World Tree Seed, players can open a portal. Some objects in the field also react to it. Through this, players can activate a portal to the next region. This could serve as a key element in the gameplay.
In games, interaction is undoubtedly important, because we're not just watching passively. When playing the game, we are truly inside that world. In a way, these processes allow players to become more immersed in Ymir, and we hope they will make those aspects resonate more strongly. Let's talk about the characters which players are most interested in.
Indeed, the character you're seeing now, Ymir, is like the mascot of our Ymir. She is a court musician known as a skald. So, if you look at her outfit and weapons, we tried our best to refrain from giving her flashy hoods or similar designs often seen in other typical games.
When creating the characters, we did a lot of face scanning, right?
It seems there are about 180 cameras used to capture the faces of real models like this. Those cameras capture the model's face, which is then transformed into 3D. After some consideration, we decided to take on the challenge, and it turned out to be a part we could integrate very naturally and efficiently.
Among the processes we worked on, what comes to mind are Thor and Loki. Since they are such famous characters and have been portrayed in various media, we focused heavily on giving them Ymir's own unique tone and color. As you can see, Loki's skin color is not ordinary. We talked a lot, the art director and I, about how we could make it look appealing while expressing it that way.
Since Loki's character is portrayed so strongly in mainstream films, we put a lot of effort into creating distinctions from that.
In fact, portraying a famous character is more difficult because such characters have already been depicted so often in well-known media. Since that image is already imprinted in the public's mind, we worked hard to avoid it while still creating a character that is uniquely our own. As you can see from everything we've shared today, we are making various efforts to create the very best. We are constantly thinking about how to make the game more satisfying and putting in a great deal of effort, so we kindly ask for your continued interest and support. Since it's time to wrap up, please share a final message with the players.
We are in the process of bringing to life the Norse mythology art that we had long dreamed of. There may never be a true end to completing any work, but I believe we are creating a piece that we can be proud of in our own way. Please look forward to Legend of Ymir, which will be coming to you soon, and we hope you enjoy it to the fullest.
Thank you for joining us today. I'll return next time with more fascinating tales of Ymir. Thank you very much.